So welcome back, people. Basically, today I'm going to talk briefly about sections of a website. If we look inside my websites, you can see I've got a CSS folder corresponding to me examples and for my starting template, etc. I've got a testing site which was testing different bits and bobs, a sounds file, my first website which you saw. I've got an images file. So I think it was in the testing site I had what was that testing? I was testing the CSS, wasn't it? Either way, what we're going to talk about is sections, and I'm going to be creating a sections website, but in a different way. I either teach you bog standard HTML, and then I'd have to go through different grid systems and blah blah blah. I could teach you the hard stuff and the basics all the way up to what everybody else is using, and most people use a frameworks of some kind. But to understand what I'm talking about, headers, I said before in the last episode, headers, footers, content, sidebars. If you come to w3schoolsagain.com and come to HTML layout, you get a good sense of what it is. And a header is exactly that. This is, you can see my mouse going around, that's the header, right? This is a sidebar, this is the content, yeah, and this is the footer. And if you come down here, this is not a representation of what you see up there. This is a different one, just to give you an idea of what the header is. The header tag goes up here. Then you have the nav tag. Then you've got section, article, aside. But you can call these anything you want. That's mainly the content. I can't believe they have not put the content here, but you'd wrap this in the content tag if you wanted to. You could call it anything you want. You haven't got to use these tags to make sure it's HTML5 compatible. You can basically use any tags, any div, a division. You can do division tags and call it the content, etc., etc. For which I'll show you after. And then at the end, you've got your footer. So read all this. I mean, you can look at all this stuff. I will be looking at, I can see, I've got some frameworks up and running to go anyway. But you're looking at floats, flex layout, etc. And it's a great source to, as an alternative to other frameworks. Either way, let's see this idea. This is called a wireframe, basically. So if you were designing your website, you would say, well, I want my header to be here. That's if you want to go down the usual route. You may want a sidebar that slides in and out. So your wireframe would have a big massive sidebar on the left hand side and all the content being on the right side. That's it. So it's a or you might want a sidebar from the right that spans in and out. Depending on what you want your website to look like, you should be writing one of these out. A simple pen and paper, make a quick sketch what you are trying to achieve, etc. And that's basically what you're going to have to do. You don't have to do it, it's your choice. Either way, let's see what these sections look like in action. And I put this up because Greek mythology, Greek all kinds of stuff, and you can see there's the header, that little banner at the top there with that decoration. I would wrap any graphics, any links, and the nav inside the header section at the top, and there's basically the header section and nav. All this is the content, and you've also got a sidebar here. So they've got a sidebar here. This is adverts. The big open space here is adverts. You've got adverts going in. Then you've got content. They've got like Google ads going on in here, but for some reason they aren't popping in for some reason. Either way, they're happy with it. You've got this thing here which you can search, navigation in the sidebar, content here. You've got some extra sidebars, and here's the footer. Simple stuff here at the bottom. So that's basically a bog standard website. and it does the job that they're happy with. And yeah, I've just come across it and I thought that's a great example. There's the header, there's the content, there's the sidebar, and down here's the footer. So basically, once you've broken up your website into different sections, get rid of this one. If you broke your website into different sections, you can see there's the header, then you had all the content, you had a sidebar, they call it a aside, defines the content aside from the content, like a sidebar. You can read it, so you can put that any side you want. Yeah, and then you got the footer. Either way, this is a great place to go for, and for resources and to learn stuff and go through all this stuff. But I wanted to show you basically how I was going to build a testing website for each one of the not called foundations, they're called frameworks. Okay, so let's talk about frameworks. Well, your first framework in my view is this one. So that you were on HTML tab just a minute ago, or we were. Now I'm on this one, w3.css, and it says it here, a quality alternative to Bootstrap. What's Bootstrap? Bootstrap's this one. To get bootstrap.com, they are at, I think it's 5.32. Yeah, they're at currently version 5.32. We'll get back into, I'll show you this in a minute. The other alternative to Bootstrap is also Foundation Framework. They're still going. It still works a treat. You've got to find which framework you want to work with. With all of these, you've got a choice between two types of thing. You've got several choices, but the easiest one, I'm going to show you the easiest one now, and I'll show you and give you an idea of how to implement it the other way as well, just in case things go awry or things get cancelled, or let's say they discontinue Bootstrap or discontinue Foundation. I can't see that happening, but if they do, if you download a copy of it, as in hard code on files, and upload the min file to your server, you've always got it on your server at that state, within that version. So we're going to implement this, right? We're going to use a W3 CSS school. So let's create a new folder in my websites. Should be quite easy to do this. Come on. We go folder, and it's W3 CSS. Okay, I'll do it all lowercase. That's fine. We're going to open up the starting template in open with Notepad. Hopefully it loads. Yeah, there's my starting template. That's all my links. I'll leave that style sheet link in there. I changed the title at the top of my comment. This is a starting template for W3 CSS. I now click on File. Don't forget to go Save As. We don't want to overwrite my starting template. There should be a folder called this one. Lovely. And now instead of starting template, I write index.html, and I save it in there. And now we are now ready to go. If I then click on the title, which will happen up in the browser area, and call it a W3 CSS example, we then change the H1 title. Don't worry about it, you can change anything after. This is just for an example how to get things working. So it's a W3 CSS example. We can save that, but it's not at the moment because we've got nothing included. So we may as well go back here and go and click on intro. It goes through bits and bobs, blah blah blah. Read all of it, it's all there for you. We now need to know how to implement this stuff. Buttons, blah blah. How do you get it? It must be in the home section then. Let me have a look. Free basically it's that there, how to use this in your website and to get all of this great stuff included, all the CSS, everything. It's just that one link. You can click on that link, copy it, put that into your notepad. I would put your link, because you've got this link here for your style sheet, put it above that link. Okay, so paste, and now if you look at this link, it doesn't matter. If I then put a little link there, return, you can see that you've got your style sheet here. The idea for casting style sheets is that we want to load this one first and then yours. Then you can take control of things. Do you know what I mean? You don't want this above it. Either way, if you save that, that's that done. We need to find out to see if it works. So if I go back into here and then click into this, we need to see it, don't we? So if we click on this, that should load. There's my W3. That's it. It's all working, but we don't know if it's worked with the links. Do you know what I mean? Either way, the other way to do it is to or you can download a copy of it to your downloads and then upload that whatever. So you could download it and link it like this. But either way, let's go for colors. Let's get an example of some kind, and it's fantastic. It's a fantastic framework. It's just there, it just works. You can see it working. Let's go for not containers, let's go containers. Yeah, okay, and it uses W3 container as its main container source. So let's see if this actually works. Let's copy that out, because we're using a class now, and inside that class, if we go into body, because that's where the content area is, we then change we can get that H1 title, copy that out, and let's see if it's all working. Come on, that's that done. So if that's been working, if I go back to my example and press this, there it is. You can see it work because it's got the extra padding there. See it, and it will, come on, work. I don't want to do it. Don't know what happened. That's what happened here. Come on now. Normally you can do this. Thank you. Jeez. Yeah. It's all working a treat. Happy days. There's no actual content on there to actually do anything, but if you go back in, you can include some more bits. Cards. We've got an example of cards. There's a card. Diddly diddly do. We can P card, W3, yellow cards, white cards, container cards. Here, copy all this out. Doesn't matter. It'll work. You can just copy things out and plug them into your website. See that div? There's a div there, container. Can you see this? So if I return that out, and then return that out and this here, you can see that you've got this start body tag, end body tag, and then you've got this div class W3 container, and there's the end of that div, right? So underneath that thing there, I'm going to paste this new stuff in, and it should say, and they're using the W3 container again inside header class. That's fair dues. Bang that in, save it, go see what that's done to the website. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. You can just plug and play whatever you want to do, change whatever you want, to do whatever. Normally you click this button. Thank you. No, not that. As you'll see, it will keep that. Can you see it moving? What's this padding on the right hand side? Not this side, the right. So this is the right side. It's got this padding. It will always keep that padding, whatever screen size. So it is working. It's responsive to screen size. Isn't that amazing? So basically, that's how you implement W3 CSS framework, and you can just plug and play, get your content, design what you want, understand all these different bits, but mainly containers is what you need to look at, right? So go to containers, you can understand where you're going with stuff. Can you see they used an example for footer? See it, headers and footers. There's an example, and you get all these examples that you can have a little play at. So go through it, it's fantastic. So give that a try. We don't need him no more. What's in there? We don't need that no more. Not anymore anyway. And we can close this one down. That's one choice of a framework. They talked about a great alternative to Bootstrap. How easy is it to, well, click it? I'm clicking it. Thank you. Sometimes it's little trackpads that I'm using is a little bit tentative. I don't know why. So let's make a Bootstrap website. Click new websites folder. There we are. We've got our W3SS. We want to make a Bootstrap folder. So Bootstrap website new. Just have a little play. So you want go Bootstrap. I'm going to call it site because I don't want to get confused if I want to do like other things. So I would call it Bootstrap site. Click on your starting template. Right click it. Open with Notepad. I mean, I could use a different text editor for it, for example, but right now we're going to use Notepad because it's simple, everybody's got it. So Bootstrap, change the title of it. Yes, all this will change in a minute anyway, but we're going to call it Bootstrap example. Very basic. Example. Again, title, don't forget to change the title of it. Yes, I haven't changed the meta information, but you get the gist of that from last time. So, basically, yeah, you can change all those bits after. Remember, you go File, Save As, otherwise you write over your starting template. Will work then. Thank you. There's a Bootstrap site. And again, we're going to call it index.html. Press enter. That's that done. How do we implement Bootstrap? It's virtually the same way actually, people. No difference really. If you come to this here, it should say, there it is, indeed. Install Bootstrap. There's get Bootstrap. If you go to your docs, go to the docs bit, introduction, download, but quick start. Here we are, quick start. You can basically copy this out. It's showing you how to do it. Get started with Bootstrap. Follow the tutorial around. So basically, okay, let's do what this says. Yeah. To include. Basically, they're including everything anyway in this thingy wrapper. And it should have the CSN. That's it. So if I then copy all of this, right? Copy. This is what they're doing. Why not? Forget your template for a second. Put it here. Go Control and A and paste what you've just copied from the thingy, and you're up and running. Basically, you're in a Bootstrap setup. Don't forget Control and S. We can go back to this one. Yeah, got Bootstrap site now, and this is now working, and we've got Bootstrap in there. This is now Bootstrap. To find out if a site is Bootstrap, if you right click it, you can view source, and there it is. It's showing you inside this source that I'm using Bootstrap min CSS over here, and I'm just using for a JavaScript or thingy a Bootstrap bundle min JS. So basically all the things to make this work is now in, and then you can go through all those bits. If you go back to the Bootstrap setup, you can go through all these different sections here, like download contents. Then you can go through, not contents, if you go to customize, so come to this section over here, customize, overview, layout, containers, that's the main one. To me it is anyway. You can look at all this and it can get confusing, but once you get used to using Bootstrap and having a crack at it, it gets easier. Their basics is div class container. How hard's that? I think we use that in ours, don't we? Do we use that? No, we don't use that at all. But you do. I'll do that now, I think. Div class container, blah blah. Fluid container, a dot container fluid for a full width container spanning the entire width of the viewport. So I would use that if you want it to be what's it called, responsive. So let's go to images, figures, forms, component. Look at the components, people. Here, how easy is it to implement the nav and tabs? Here we are. How easy it now? Because it should all work. So this is a thingy. So I'll just copy that out. Where's the nav? There, it's all there. Look, there's the nav. So let's implement something. There it is. That's a UL. So if I copy all that out, it should, in theory, inside my, forget this script, see that script bit at the bottom? That should be down there somewhere, out of the way. We've got this hello world. Underneath this, we're going to put this and press save. I don't know, might work. Hey. Let's try that. Let's press refresh. Oh look, we've got a bit of a navigation here. How easy is that? So you can do this all the way down and go, well, I want something else here. You know, what else have I got that I want to include in my website? And then it's then you delving into this setup, and you can look at all kinds. If you go to the examples of Bootstrap, use this. This is where I got mainly all my ideas from, and you've got ideas of layouts and different components that you can include in your website from a Bootstrap setup. So you've got features like these things here. Yeah, if you click on the features, it should give you an idea, and then if you look for, you got different. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's nice and clean laid out. Call to action. To get this example, what you do is, if you come back to here, you can download the examples and you can get the code from here, and you can have a little play with it. You can't break anything if you're on your setup, because the only thing you've linked is that link at the top there and this link at the bottom. This is for your JS, your JavaScript for Bootstrap, and there's your CSS for Bootstrap, and then you just plug in whatever you want to do. Simple, isn't it? And it's very simple to do Foundation as well. Foundation is the very similar to Bootstrap, but they use different ideas. So I think it's docs. Let's have a look. Oh right, okay. Let me try site docs. Does that make a difference, or does it come to the same place? Site docs. Hey, installing Foundation. You can see that the same thing. We can go installation. Thank you. I'll tell you what I haven't done, people, just to showcase it for you. We need to close down this Bootstrap demo, get rid of him, because that's now working with Bootstrap. We then open our folder, and you can do the same thing. Open your thingies, and this is for Foundation. So, new folder, Foundation site. Okay, so inside now Foundation sites there, you can click on your starting template, go open with Notepad. I won't change anything now, people. I'm just going to go straight in there cold and go File, Save As, choose my Foundation site, double click it, click in here, go index.html. Okay, press save. That's that done. You have to do all this after, you know what I mean. You're getting the gist of things, hopefully by now. Then inside if you go back to your docs, it says blah de blah de blah. Oh, wrong one. Index, how to install Foundation. Yeah, you got choices doing it by NPM. That is a whole new ball game. Not for newbies. That's not for newbies. So don't worry about any of that. Scroll down, scroll down. Where are we? Not there. This is what you want, people. This here, the CDN links. Okay. I mean, you can do the other option, and that is to what's it called? Download a copy of Foundation, and then just take the minimum that you need and then upload that to your server. But they've got a starting template there. It's all there, starting template. But if you look very carefully at the sources, they're saying they're using this template here, but they're assuming you've downloaded the copy of the files. And don't use that as a starting template, it won't work. You need to do these two things. So you can click this copy button here, copied, thank you. Now if you come to your head, which is here, and press return, and it says that script, see that script bit here, compress CSS, it's a comment, yeah. That CSS needs to go in the head. This what's it called? This thing called your script, you don't put in the head. Well, I don't anyway. A compressed zip. Copy that out. Just leave your compressed zip there. Come to the end of the body, yeah, and paste your script there. Okay, there's your body. That's where you want your script file, at the bottom of your website. Otherwise, it won't work. It might work, but I always find if you put your JavaScript links at the bottom, it's done. Now we can get our. Now we can look at a starting template. Installation, starter projects. Let's have a look at starter projects. What they got for us. I haven't been on Foundation for quite a while. Okay, nothing there really. Containers. What we got? Have you got examples? An accordion. What's this then? Yeah, okay. Blah de blah. Hey, what's this? Lovely. I'll just copy this out. I don't think you have to do it. I'll just copy that out and see what happens. I can't break anything, people. I'm having a little play. That'll do. Save. Let's see what that looks like in the. Have I got it open? No, I haven't got it open. So click on this. Click on websites. Go to the Foundation site, what we're playing with, and then index. Oh, look at this accordion. Nice, isn't it? My starting HTML. That's it. It's all working. I can now have a little play with. Oh, it's here. If I had it all working, yeah. Not bad. Is it? Why isn't it working then? Don't know. Is that meant to do anything? Yeah, an accordion. Drop down active. That there. Once you've put it all together, here's what you get. Is it really? Maybe I've forgotten something. Ah, there, look. URL class data basics. Have I got that already in there? Yeah. NGL. I've done that. So why isn't it working for me? Why isn't that working for me? You have to play with this stuff. I'm wondering if you got to do this stuff, and it might work. Come on. No. Sometimes it's a funny thing. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it does. It's just a matter of having a little play with it. What's a card? That's what I'm doing. You make a mistake, try and fix it. If you enter little problems, open that, copy that out, see what that does for me. Where are we? That end of that URL, lovely. Put it there. Might give myself a. Now here's a thing for you. If you want to separate things on your website, just put br/, maybe another one, and that forces it to go to new lines. Let's see what that does for us. Anything come up? What does that look like? Oh, look at this. Yeah, little card coming up. I like it. So you can play around with stuff, and if you make enter problems or etc etc, the site help that you get from Foundation, the help services, the help from Bootstrap, and the help from this, people have encountered these problems before, and yeah, okay, I've encountered a problem with that accordion. implementing a foundation accordion. Somewhere somebody will show me how to do it. And the number one place for you, my friend, is YouTube. So go to YouTube and get started. So there's implemented HTML for frameworks for Foundation, Bootstrap, and W3SS schools, W3 CSS school, and it's what I use for my. This is what I use for basically for my FYP for Staffs University. So it was okay for me to get through Staffs, and it produced a website that did it for me. So yeah, my first choice would be this, because you've got intensive research and elements, etc., examples. This place is full of information. Number one place for you to go to. Try your hand at Bootstrap, try your hand at Foundation. But once you've got those starter things up and running, you can have a little play. What does that look like? What does this look like? And what you do is, to give you a bit more control over the CSS, for which is the next lesson, I'm going to show you a little about CSS and taking control of websites. So I'm going to design a quick website using perhaps Bootstrap or the W3S schools. W3S, there it is, thank you. So I might get this website here, create something a bit nicer in this, and then I'm going to take control of the colours, the layout, everything, build a basic site, and then strip it all back to nothing, and then implement CSS into it what I want. So hopefully you come back for that, and it's all going to be about CSS basically. So I've got to try and form an example website now in the next couple of days and come up with a structure that's clean and you can understand. So hopefully you found this informative about frameworks, and I hope you go and check out W3 CSS, Bootstrap, and Foundation. There are many others, but my preference is for you, if you're a newbie, to come to here. Just come here, you won't go wrong. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we do CSS. Thanks very much and goodbye.